Geoff Schwartz, Giants offensive lineman, joining us today in the 4:30 football fix with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. And Jeff, we had two offensive linemen scoring touchdowns in the championship games on Sunday. Ironically, we talked to you the week before about it, and you said it is one of the most nerve-wracking, gut-wrenching moments ever for an offensive lineman. Were you in your living room just going, no?
No, I root for them to score, but you think, okay, the first guy, Gilliam on Seattle, he didn't have to run. He just had to catch the ball. I can catch the ball. That's not an issue. I'll catch the ball any time. But then Soldier, he had to run. He ran 15 yards. But he was a tight end, so he's used to that. That was a great play. I mean, they declared him eligible, and the Colts still didn't cover him. It's unbelievable. I mean, they said Cincinnati is eligible, and they just forgot about him. It's crazy.
So are you going to go and ask Tom Coughlin to draw something up for you to, just a quick button hook, just get in the end zone, turn around, catch the ball?
I think I'll be happy with just playing games next year. Then maybe the year after that he'll throw me the football.
Hey, speaking of that, how's rehab going?
It's going good. I mean, things are right on schedule. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. I'm kind of an impatient person, but I'm on track to be back. I'll be back for camp. I'm sure I'll be back for some of the OTAs, but really the goal is to be 100% fully going by the start of camp.
Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team.
Now, Jeff, the first game, that miraculous comeback from the Seahawks, was there any point where you were like, this game is over, Green Bay won it, let's just go ahead and make a burger?
When Burnett picked the ball off with 5 minutes left, I thought it was over. But then he slid. Even in real time, I didn't get that. I didn't really tweet about it much because I didn't think it would have mattered. But I was surprised he just stopped running. And there was a photo I saw today from the All-22 where he had plenty of room to run. I mean, there was no one there. It was just offensive linemen and then a convoy of D linemen. I mean, who knows if he just would have left 30 more yards and got a field goal range. When that didn't happen, I thought that was kind of odd. I thought that I was like, oh, they kind of made a mistake right there. But I thought the Packers were going to win. Seattle just did not look very good offensively. I don't know what the deal was, but just there was nothing going on. I mean, for 58 minutes they played terribly, and Green Bay just couldn't capitalize.
Jeff, see if you agree with me on this, but yesterday I said on this show that the Packers did not expect to be in the lead by that much, and you could tell because they didn't know what to do with it. Like, you could almost tell on their face. You could almost tell by the way that they were playing and just kind of went back on their heels. To me, and I'm fan guy, so you tell me as player guy, but to me as fan guy, I was like, wow, they had no idea that there was a possibility they could be in the lead this much, and they have no idea what to do up 19-7 with 5 minutes left in this game.
Well, I think they always expect to be winning. I just think they got, at that point in the game, they probably were just hoping they could run the clock out and get out of there. They were probably playing not to make any mistakes, which makes sense, because throughout the game, Green Bay had pretty much not made any mistakes. And, Seattle's defense played well. I mean, they held, twice inside the 5-yard line. And I think, Green Bay was just hoping to run the clock out and be done with it. So, they got awfully conservative at that point. Taking the points early in the game. I mean, now you look back on it and say, oh, they should have gone for touchdowns. But when you're up 19-7 with 5 minutes left, those calls to take the points early were probably the best call.
Jeff, when you're in the huddle with a young quarterback, he's thrown 4 interceptions on the day. You need him to get his stuff together to get out there. Do you say anything to him, or is it just one of those things where he's a professional, you're a professional, go do your job?
I think it depends on who the quarterback is. I don't think any of the linemen went up to Russell Wilson and said, get your stuff together. I'm pretty sure they trusted him to make plays when it happens. If it's a younger guy, I think definitely one of the older linemen might go up to him and be like, hey, we need you here. Kind of pick it up a little bit. It just all depends. But I highly doubt, a guy like Max Unger or Okun went up to him and said, hey, pick your game up. I think they trusted Wilson to come through in the end, and that throw he made to Curse to win the game was the best of the game. It was right where it had to be. It was on the money.
Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team in your 4:30 football fix. And Jeff, we'll get to the Patriots and Colts in 1 second. But while we're on the topic of quarterbacks, one of the big topics today is Eli Manning, as the Giants have to make a decision if they want to extend his contract and kind of smooth out his cap hit of $20 million that they would have this year if they didn't extend his contract. Can you give us your thoughts on Eli Manning as your quarterback in New York and, moving forward and just how he compares to the quarterbacks you played with in this game?
That decision has to be made today.
It doesn't have to be made today, but they're getting closer to the salary cap
free
time.
Agents and decide what you're going to do.
Before free agency and all that.
I don't think there's any doubt they're going to extend him. I mean, he had a great season in his first year of this new offense. This is a totally new offense for him. He played in one offense for 10 years, and it's hard to change habits that you've had. And you do a good job adjusting. And I played for many quarterbacks, none that are as good as Eli. Obviously Eli doesn't bring the running component into it, but if you give him time, he will make every single throw that they can possibly make, and that's the one thing that I never had in a quarterback. Some of the guys I played with, were lacking in one thing or another, and he can do every single throw. He can make every single throw as long as you give him time. So, I'm hoping that I come back strong next season and help that line, and we give them time. We got Cruz and Beckham and Donnell and Rube and all these guys that can make plays.
All right, Jeff, now let's get to the serious stuff. 40-plus to 7 game. New England looks dominant. We got a matchup against Seattle. So let's talk about the inflation of the footballs. How much is it? Give me your take on Deflategate.
The referees feel the ball every play, so I would think that they would probably have felt if the ball was deflated. I think the Colts were trying to make something out of nothing because, honestly, at that point in the game, they weren't playing very well. They didn't play very well. New England's more talented, and it showed, but I think it's ridiculous. I think it's just they're just not happy that they lost, and they're trying to find some way to, at least during the game, they're trying to find some way to level the playing field maybe. I highly doubt that New England took pressure out of every football that they had. That's a lot of footballs, a lot of sneaking around, and it just seems unnecessary.
Giants offensive lineman Geoff Schwartz with Armen and Levack. Jeff, have you ever been on a team or heard of a team doing that, going to that measure of deflating the ball? Does that even help?
I heard Trent Dilfer on the radio today. He said that throwing a deflated ball is tougher. I kind of defer to him on that. I've never thrown a deflated football before. Teams try to get as much edge as they can, especially with the footballs, because everyone is allowed to doctor the ball up how they want it, and then it gets inspected by the referees, and those 12 footballs are the ones that go into a game. So everyone, every team I've been on has their own ways to kind of get the ball ready, whether it's brushing it or rubbing dirt on it or whatever they want to do to it. Every team has their own way to do it. So, it's unique to each team. The deflating the football, I've never been on a team that at least openly did that or knew that was the case. I don't play football ever, so I would have no idea.
Geoff Schwartz with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team, your 4:30 football fix. You can find Geoff Schwartz on Twitter at Geoff Schwartz. He is all over the place as well. Check out his YouTube channel, Geoff Schwartz. That's Geoff. Jeff, you got to spell your name a lot to people?
No, well, sort of. It's just like the Geoff part. Like people say Geoff.
Right.
I got called the other day, and they're like, Geoff. I'm like, it's Jeff. He said, oh, yeah, I always screw that up. Like, it's 2015 now. Jeez. You think that you've seen like Jeff with a G before? It's like not very hard. I guess people maybe freak out when they see my name, but I used to get called Gregory a lot. I don't know where. I don't have an R in my name. I get an R later, but I don't know where that happened. It's just that's a pet peeve of mine. I just am tired of people calling me Gio.
Have they never seen a Toys R Us commercial? Jeffrey the Giraffe. It's clear as day. It's right there.
Does Toys R Us still run commercials?
I think to be honest with you, I think they released the Jeffrey into the wild. But that's how I knew.
They did. I just feel like it's not an uncommon name. Just get it right.
Well, look, man, Nickelodeon is in your future, and within the next few years, with that little baby boy that you've been tweeting the adorable photos of all day. So I know you will be seeing many Toys R Us commercials in your near future. And yes, they still have them as well. Hey, Jeff, 45-7 Patriots over Colts. How much credit should the Patriots defense get for rattling Andrew Luck?
They should get a lot of credit. I think they're fairly underrated. You hear all about that offense, and rightly so, with Brady and Gronk and Edelman and Amendola, all those guys, and Blunt. But defensively, they have Will Fork to anchor the middle. They got Jones and Collins to rush the edges, and Ninkovich, and Rivas on one side and McCourty deep at safety. I mean, they have a lot of pieces, and they're able to do a lot of things because Rivas shuts off one side. And, these wide receivers for Seattle are all arrogant and think that they are not respected enough. Which I don't know where that came from. Seattle was an 8-9 point favorite. That's whatever. But Rivas is going to shut off one side of that field and make Seattle have to use the other side. And it's going to be interesting to see how this game goes. It could be low scoring, but I think if you choose a high scoring game, I think New England will win that game.
So let me, if I heard you correctly, you're saying that if the ball is underinflated, New England will win.
Exactly. I highly doubt that the Super Bowl will allow underinflated footballs, especially in that beautiful weather that will be in Glendale.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, you will be in Glendale with us next Wednesday on Radio Row. You're going to join us live. That'll be a lot of fun. How long are you going to be?
I'm going to wear my best clothes, too.
Are you really? You're not going to go shorts?
No, I'm wearing shorts.
Thank God, all right.
Oh, we're going shorts.
I don't wear nice clothes unless I have to because I would sweat too much, especially there.
It's a big guy rule. He doesn't understand that, Geoff.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I avoid wearing a jacket as much as possible.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll rock shorts right up until it's freezing out.
Oh yeah, I wear whatchamacallit, flip flops year round, 350 days a year.
Perfect.
Except for on Radio Row, you're going to be all G'd up.
No, unfortunately, probably not for Radio Row, but I will look good for the other stuff I have to do.
What else are you doing in Phoenix?
Show some style sometimes.
You going to be in there for the whole week or what? What are you doing in Phoenix?
Yeah, I'm leaving Sunday morning.
Nice.
I just got other stuff to do. People will see.
Is there an opportunity for you and I to get in a scooter race?
I'm off my scooter now.
Oh,
we get a slow walk race if you want to.
A little pimp walk race? I'm in.
A slow, non-weight bearing walk race.
Yeah, that sounds really entertaining on radio, guys. I may let you guys do that on Radio Row.
Well, you hurt yourself in a manly way. I fell in my yard, so I think together we could have some nice limps going right down Radio Row.
Oh, jeez. That's the only thing I'm really excited to go. I just don't want to explain. I meant to wear a sign. Tells what my surgery was, so I don't have to explain to everybody as I walk down there and everyone asks what happened to me. Just have a sign that says this is what happened, the date, who we played, and just leave it on my chest.
I could be your guy. I could just walk around with you, and the second they start to ask, I'll just go, if you're unaware, this is exactly what happened. This is the procedure. This is how it went. Everything's going great.
And by the way, it's Geoff, not Geoff. Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
I think the Radio Row, the members that will be at the tables will know how to say my name. I just have a weird hunch about that.
If they don't, then we may have to smack some people with your cane.
I promise. No one in radio in media has ever called me Geoff. It's more like I don't even know who does it. It's just
telemarketers.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know. I don't answer the phone.
Geoff Schwartz with Armen and Levack on 104.5 The Team. Normally we have him every Tuesday at 5:15. Next week he's going to be on Wednesday, and then after that, hopefully we can do it weekly. Geoff, we'll see you next week in Phoenix, man. Catch him on Twitter at Geoff Schwartz, YouTube handle Geoff Schwartz as well. He's all over the place. As he said, has tons of people to see next week, and we are honored. We are one of those people, man. We look forward to next week, dude.
Yeah, man. See you guys there.